fans. This is the Very Orange Live stream. I'm here with Super James Wiley, our new guest, Dan Calvin, and the Florida man itself, Ethan Hewitt.
And we are live at Jenkins Market Grill in scenic Athens, Tennessee. We decided to do our first live remote for our Christmas spectacular. So we want to welcome you guys. Hope everybody's having a safe and happy holiday, COVID-free. And we're going to discuss some football. It's a big weekend. We got all our championship games. And we're going to go ahead and get started.
Wait. Or not.
So Brandon, what's on the agenda tonight, bud?
Well, let's talk about this ball game. Get that out of the way. So, first of all, what you guys think of Bailey?
I thought he played well. He didn't make any stupid freshman mistakes. He ran the ball when he needed to. So I think he definitely made a good pitch for the starting job. Going into next season, I think he'll start tomorrow against Ta&M. And Stroud good too. I mean, between the two of them, Stroud's definitely got the better arm. At least now. So we'll just have to see. I was a little disappointed that we didn't see Greg, but we did run the ball really well, and we were able to showcase a few more of our receivers. Jalen Hyde had a good game. Had a good game.
Jones was on fire.
Yeah. I think those were his first two touchdowns.
Yeah, Bailey threw the touchdown, and I would even give him who caught two. So,
I mean, it got a little scary there. When Vandy took the 10-7 lead. But Vandy being Vandy, they found a way to score.
I wasn't worried. Mr. Calhoun, what do you think about all that?
Well, that's not supposed to happen. Don't be worried about
it. So tonight, we will review our. What we feel in the Texas A&M game tomorrow. We will touch upon the various championship games. And we will also discuss basketball. Since both the basketball and the Lady Vols are playing this weekend.
Let me hit a few numbers here about Mr. Bailey and Mr. Seals as well, who I thought did a decent job for a
Vanderbilt quarterback
football team. So Bailey went 4-18 for 207, and as I mentioned, 4 touchdowns. Pretty okay-ish. Didn't blow my socks off in that game. Seal, the Vanderbilt quarterback, 22 of 39, 239 yards, 2 touchdowns, and ultimately what hurt that pick.
Yeah, he was responsible for all 3 big touchdowns because he had that rush touchdown in the fourth quarter. He got him to 17.
Yeah. And as mentioned before, Gray, I would have liked to see more out of him.
But Chandler had a good game.
Yeah.
He did run the ball well. He had that 20-yard touchdown, which was really more from beautiful O-line blocking that it was on him. I mean, he basically walked in.
Beautiful. I was very pleased. The O line from Tennessee did well. It was.
They had a game.
There's an asterisk there.
With the exception of the fumble that Bailey had in the second quarter, I thought they were really good.
Yeah. Lines on Ray, 13 carries for 74 yards. I think they have the potential.
4.5 yards carry, give or take.
Not a bad day's work.
No, not a bad
Not
day.
at all. Not at all.
So we beat Vandy. David, some of you like Florida, man.
Balance is somewhat restored in the universe.
Yeah. I'm happy we got to play him. We got another W in the belt. Nothing wrong with that. So, with that out of the way, let's talk about the future. All the way to the year 2000.
Okay. This is my ask for the future founders of FireJeremyPruitt.com. Shut up. We have not recovered from 2008. Mike Hamilton set us back a decade and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. He went out and hired a flash in the pan NFL sloppy seconds coach, and then doubled down by hiring the last guy in the world who should have had the job. Any head coach job. I mean, if he was smart, which we all know Mike Hamilton wasn't, after Kiffin left, he would have hired Kippy Brown, who was the interim head coach after Kiffin resigned. Kippy had been an assistant at Tennessee off and on for years. He was a good coach. He coached Tim McGee, Robert Meacham, Carl Pickens. He was an offensive coordinator with the Dolphins. The guy is a good, proven coach. But no, he couldn't stick with a guy who had worked with former majors.
But he's the son of Bonnie Kiffin.
And then the son of Vince Dude.
Yeah.
Choke on that, Ducati and Mitch. So,
1980.
you got to give.
You remember 1980, don't you, Dan?
Oh, yeah.
We got to give Pruitt time. I mean, we gave Butch 5 years.
Yeah.
So this year has got to be a wash. To blame Pruitt for everything that's happened this year is complete bullshit. He fired Jimmy Bluntmall 2 weeks into the season. Guess what? The D-line got better. They played like a championship team against Arkansas that second half. 2 plays. That was it. 2 plays were the difference in that game. So, I just don't want to hear, you bunch of whiny little Grinches. Shut up.
Show that beautiful Christmas shirt off, baby.
Yeah. Shut up. Let the man go. Let him recruit. Let him do his job. Just if he doesn't do it next year, we may be having a different
Turn up the
conversation.
heat a little bit.
Yeah.
But this is our first year to have all of our guys on scholarship. It's an upside down, backwards ass year. Sorry, folks at Jenkins. You can hear it. Like I said, getting that little slide this year. Easy time. Well, one of the other things about the future I was referring to were these JUCO signings. They're looking good.
I mean, we don't have the flashiest signing wise. We are 6th in the SEC, 15 nationwide. But we're getting who we need. Caden Salter, if he pans out, is the second coming of T. Martin.
I like that.
A consistent T. Martin. If T. Martin had been consistent for the 2 years he played,
We'd have had two of those
we'd have
national
two national championships. I love T. A rabbit as hell. What's next, Yep? What's next, buddy?
So we did get a 3-star recruit named Byron Young, defensive end. So we lose one guy on defense to the streets, guns, and drugs. We get a 2021 guy, one of the best, if not the best, pass rusher in the 2021 JUCO class, which I'm happy about. Also, there's a running back, which we seem to be rich at the moment. But it don't hurt to have a stable. Doesn't hurt at all.
I mean, you need to go out and go after the best players available. I think the difference between this staff and the previous staff was that we're willing now to coach these kids up to their strength, utilize their strength, and modify our system to work around that. The previous administration would just go out and recruit whoever and expect it to work. And it didn't. I'm amazed that Quinn Dormady isn't been a patent itself. Not a spread quarterback, not a spread option quarterback. I mean, it is what it is. But I'm pleased so far. I think we're loaded. I thought we were loaded coming into the season.
Yeah.
We just never had consistent rosters to practice with.
Well, and it's the Tennessee curse. We're gonna put all our chips on that one quarterback, whether he can play a consistent game or not. He's gonna be in there. He's gonna be behind center.
And Garantano's a nice kid. He really is. But let's be honest. Butch ruined him.
Yeah.
He really did. He almost got killed.
Speaking of looking ahead in this immediate future, we got A&M tomorrow.
We were wondering if you all were on TV.
Kind of, sort of.
Yep.
A&M tomorrow. Your thoughts, sir?
Well, it's going to be a challenge, to say the least. You got a great coach there, A&M. They're doing a lot of great things. So, we've got a long way to go to play in that league.
While you are discussing that, I will look up that stat line. See how many points they gave. And
Okay, while you're pulling that up, I mean, Dan, I think Kellen Mond's a good quarterback. He has been a little inconsistent. He's not next inconsistent. But he did not have a good game against Arkansas. They're going to hope that our defensive line and Toto is able to get some pressure on him. I mean, this is going to have to be another game where we consistently have 7-minute drives to be able to keep their offense off the field. That's the best shot we have to win it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
that's been our
MO all year.
MO all year.
Give that defense rest. Keep that ball
fresh.
Yeah.
Keep Telemon off the field.
Yep. I think it's a given. The longer we can hold on to the ball, the better chance we have at taking this thing.
Yeah. And
you got that graphic ready for us, YB?
I did not. I can't find how many points have been used.
That graphic ready. Oh, well, the spread's 17.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, the spread is 17. Which
So
I'm saying Tennessee. If it was 14, I'd probably pick A&M. I think 17. I think 17 is too many points.
Yeah.
I think this one's ripe for an upset.
yeah, I'd say that's a good possibility right there. You got the home team dog getting 17 points against, it's not like they're playing Alabama or Florida. So, yeah.
I have a tendency to agree with that.
I mean, ultimately, I'm hoping for some serious chaos.
Yeah. Yes.
I want Northwestern to win. I want Iowa State to win. I wish the Sun Belt didn't have to cancel their championship game. I feel bad for Coastal. I mean, putting Coastal in a group of I keep getting it's a group of 5 or group of 6 bowl game would be tremendous. Seeing them against Iowa State in the Orange Bowl or seeing them against Cincinnati in the Orange Bowl would be awesome. Once in a lifetime.
Well, we just got Bill Vetus.
We got some free advertising. Hopefully they don't charge us
Yes.
for using their likeness.
It looked like let's see who else. We got Ole Miss and LSU tomorrow. Where
And
we
Ole Miss is like Ole Miss is a 1.5 favorite. The game's got to be in Oxford. That's the only way Ole Miss walks in as a favorite. You got to know LSU is still high from last weekend.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're gonna pound them.
They're riding like Cheech and Chong right now.
I know.
High as a kite.
Higher than grass.
Yeah.
Right as grass.
They're with Cheech, Chong, and Dave is definitely there. If you get that reference. We also have who else? Georgia Vandy was canceled. We got
Missouri and Mississippi State.
Mississippi State. Without looking at spread, I'm still going to pick Missouri.
Yeah,
I have been horribly wrong about Missouri in the last couple of games. They're bound to do something.
Yeah. And of course, we got the big game coming up, but we'll get to that in just a minute. Sure was up here from Uncle Bill, but I heard he's doing some other things.
Uncle Bill is out visiting his friend John, handling some state business. So hopefully he'll be with us next week. What were you saying, Dan?
Oh, I thought he was going to come to us live from I-75.
Well, he called me today and said that he goes, John, I can't be on the show tonight with you and John because I got to go check on John at the old age home. So he said Uncle Bill calls everybody John.
Oh,
He does do a good job of remembering names. So he just calls everybody John. He's just easier.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Get it all out of the way there.
Yeah.
So, as we were speaking there, let's talk about the SEC championship.
I don't know if nice headline there. I don't know if anybody saw the article on ESPN.com where Dan Mullen said something like, I'll talk about the rest of the season once we beat Alabama.
We'll be waiting a long time, my friend.
I don't know if he's sharing what his players are smoking or if he's OD'ing on swamp gas. But
that's why they threw the shoe. That's why they threw the shoe. I want to quote some ludicrous real quick. When you want that sticky, but you get nothing but sticks and skin, what you gonna do? Act a fool. That's why I get the
to me, it boils down to what legendary character actor Chelsea Ross said in Hoosiers. There's two different kinds of crazy. One is where a guy stands around dancing in his underwear. The other kind of crazy is where he shows up and does dancing in your front yard. One of them you can ignore. The second one you kind of have to deal with. Let me tell you, Saban is going to go full Dwayne Johnson on Dan Mullen. He's going to take that boot, turn that son of a bitch sideways, and stick it up his candy ass.
I can't argue with that.
No.
and it's a 20-point spread.
So, Bama is giving the Gators 20 points tomorrow. Just to let
I hope they beat them.
So let me ask you this.
them.
No, me either. I don't think any of us are Bama fans at the table. This is the very orange live stream.
Yep.
I can count on one hand the number of times I've actually cheered for Alabama. The first one was in the 92 championship game against Miami,
Yeah.
and this will be the second one.
I've rooted for them against the Gators. Sorry, Ethan, who has disappeared from our screen. So I'm going to be brave and bold and say what I want to about the Florida Gators.
I'd be kind of interested to see what the SEC Shorts boys do on Sunday after all this is over.
So let me pose this question to you guys. What do the Gators have to do to beat Bama?
Show up at the hotel the night before and train Mike Jones. Zip time. Lock him in the basement.
Okay.
That's about it.
I think that sums it up. I don't see it happening any other way.
Yeah. All right. What kind of game is Trask going to have, you guys think? I mean, does Bama's defense been on the decline this year? So how do you think Trask is going to do?
I think he's going to be busy throwing the ball because they're going to be behind.
They're
Most of the time.
not going to be able to run the ball. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't see their running game.
I don't see them running the ball at all. Nobody has had a world-class defense in the SEC this year. It just,
No.
I haven't seen it. I mean, there have been flashes. Georgia in the second half against Tennessee.
Yeah.
Tennessee in the second half against Arkansas.
Yeah.
But nobody has been dominating.
Lights out. Yeah.
I mean, it's been really weird. But if I'm Bam, I'm good and angry.
Yeah.
Florida's going to be pissed off after LSU, but I mean, angry Gator versus an angry Pachyderm. Pachyderm is still going to be able to crush the skull of the Gator. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like the rock to the scissors.
Pretty much. So with all that being said, I did kind of try. I only half-assed this Heisman talk thing because I think it's fluctuated. But I don't think Mr. Jones has gotten any respect necessarily until the last couple of weeks, about him getting the Heisman. And right now, if I was putting money on it, it'd be for him to get that Heisman.
Here's kind of what I think. It's still, after last weekend, it's still pretty wide open.
Yeah.
I don't think it's nearly as cut and dry as it was being made out to be. If Trevor Lawrence has a big game against Notre Dame,
This is true.
I think he can get back in. I think the whole kerfluffle about Ohio State not playing enough games is going to end up hurting Justin Fields.
Absolutely. I think that's for him.
I don't think Justin Fields is even the best quarterback in the Big Ten.
No.
I think that's Michael Penix. I mean, Michael Penix, if Indiana has a running game against Ohio State,
It's a whole different.
they win the game. They at least get it to overtime.
But I like our Georgia friends. I'm not an Ohio State fan.
I would give Mac the edge going into this weekend, but I'm not ready to count out Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I just don't know if those few games he was out, plus them losing, if he can beat Notre Dame, like blow the brakes off of them, throw 4 or 5 touchdowns. I tend to agree that he could be right up there with Mac Jones.
Well, we're going to see. I mean, Brian Kelly has shown he can beat the mid-power conferences, the Pac-12, but when he gets to the national semifinals, or the finals,
tanks.
They can't tank. So this is going to be the big deal for them. If they can beat Clemson, I think they got a good shot.
Oh, if Notre Dame beats Clemson, they're in there. I say that begrudgingly, yes, because I think they're overranked every year.
Here's what I think happens. Northwestern somehow beats Ohio State. I don't think that's entirely crazy. I can see it happen. I can see Iowa State beating Oklahoma.
Yeah.
If Iowa State wins and Ohio State loses, Iowa State is at very least your number 4.
I'm fine with that. They earned it.
And then if A&M wins this weekend, they could be number 3. I mean, this is A&M has to win big.
Yeah.
Which is why I think they're right to get beat.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that as a homer.
Right. No, if anything, my picks alone, I'm not just going to pull for Tennessee blindly and say they're going to win. I'm root for Tennessee every time. I got a little confidence.
I'm really about it every time I bet. Whether I was at 4,
I haven't been on Tennessee. I haven't been on Tennessee since 2001.
It hadn't been since.
I'll remind you of the last time, our last stream. Don't bet on Tennessee football.
They will break your ass every time. Every single time.
Every single time.
Take that advice from the Wiley.
And it's also killing me with Coastal Carolina. With all that momentum, I think they could have done something big this year.
Well, in Cincinnati. I mean, and they draw.
Yeah.
I mean, I listened to the American conferences. Their commissioner's interview with Paul earlier this week, and he's right. It's completely unfair. I mean, A&M in their loss.
See, I've heard the comparison about Cincinnati and UCF. I think Cincinnati is miles apart from that program. They're actually playing tough teams, getting after it. Go undefeated in any.
If there was a year to throw
football team,
if there's a year to throw a rule book about traditional football player powers, this is it.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been anything but a standard year.
All right. Speaking of weird things going on and that sort of thing, that's something I've never seen in a football game. Last week. When the mighty lost to LSU. And I'm going to introduce a little segment to the show. Might be the first and last one, but he's going to be the helper of the year for sure. And I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Calhoun sitting there, and let's talk about Marco Wilson.
Marco Wilson. Thank you, Mr. Helper.
All right. I'm going to have you do that one more time because I just enjoy it. For those of you who don't know, I've been living under a rock. Mr. Wilson decided to take the opponent's shoe and chuck it about 20 yards down the field and basically did it anyway. I mean, LSU won by field goal.
You think they were playing all right with the move like that?
Oh,
Marco, son, it's never a good idea to play out a foot finish during the game.
Marco, son. You know I probably look younger than you.
I mean, did we not?
Social media for the rest of your life. You ain't never gonna live this down.
Did we not learn anything from the Kyle Turley helmet throwing incident?
Hey, we got a Ducati
Ducati!
Senior.
Hello,
Apologies
gentlemen.
for the audio feedback. We are live at actual live location, so.
How am I
There's
coming
four of
through?
them.
Can you hear us? Yeah, we can hear
I
you.
can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're good. We're 5x5.
Am I stuttering? Did I
No.
stutter? Okay.
We might
How's
be
everybody
echoing.
doing this evening?
You're not. Oh, we're good. We're good.
Well, thanks for having me on the show. What's the topic tonight?
Well, right now we're talking about our buddy Marco Wilson.
Marco Wilson.
Hey, Wilson for Heisman. I mean, if the shoe fits.
If the shoe fits.
Wah, wah, Look, if that
There's your meme from the show, folks. Right there. Right there.
what else can we say? What else can be said? I mean,
Tell them what else can be said, Dan.
Thank you, Mr. Helper.
If y'all don't know what that line's from, look it up.
Look it up. Look it up. We'll throw random pop culture shit like at you every
This
once in a
is
while.
true.
We're like that.
When I dropped
Let me-
Eudora Welton in last.
Go ahead, Matt.
are y'all volunteer boys enjoying that situation as much as us dogs are?
Oh, we are. Oh, we are.
Hey, just a
I mean,
hair.
You missed my Dan Mullen rant. Did you happen to see the article on the ESPN.com where he said he would review the season after they beat Alabama?
Wait a minute. Who said this?
Mullen.
Have you read like the last three things he said? First of all, he didn't think it was a penalty. Then he saw
Hey,
it.
Ethan's
He
back.
didn't watch it. Then he saw
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I was waiting. I was waiting to get tapped in. You guys were priming me up.
I don't
He's
know.
being pumped and ready to explode.
So what did I miss? What Dan Mullen rant did?
Well, I was basically saying this. I said, I don't know if Dan is sharing in what his players are smoking or if he's OD'd on swamp gas. But Saban's about to go Dwayne Jones on his ass. He's going to take that boot.
I want to hear from Ethan. What do you think he
I
has
mean-
to do besides tying up Mac Jones? What they got to do to win this thing?
Do to win it?
Yeah.
I think we just have to match Alabama score for score. Maybe get a tip ball. Our defense is not going to stop Alabama. Alabama's defense is much improved, but Alabama's defense still has some wars as well. They're not the typical Alabama defense of old. Our offense is the best we've had since Tebow's been here. So we just have to match them. It's not going to – if it turns into, that 2011 LSU Alabama national title game to where it's – or the one in the regular season, 9-6. If it turns into a slog, we lose by 3 touchdowns. If it's a shootout, it's anybody's game. It's 50-50, right? Either we win or we lose.
Yeah.
Right? And then how odds work, something like that.
It's going to flip based on how well y'all can run the ball.
Oh, we can't run the ball at all. We're screwed.
Yeah,
It comes
That's
down
exactly
to
what I said.
We've already discussed that aspect of the game.
I do think, Matt, let's hear it before I go into my secret intel.
I think what you said is it's what I've been saying all week when I've talked to people. But here, I'm going to give Alabama the edge. Here's why. Every box Florida can check off, Alabama can also check off, and I think they're a little bit better. You got a weapon in Trask to Pitts. They got a weapon in Jones to Devontae Smith, who might be the best player in college football.
Probably.
Their defense has quietly gotten good. Not great, but good.
Yeah.
Todd Grantham ain't going to win you all the championship.
Dude, that's my biggest complaint with Grantham, right? So we lead the SEC in sacks by a pretty fair margin. We can still get the quarterback. We still have the studs, the horses to go do it. Our biggest problem, and it's the problem with every Todd Grantham defense, since at least he was at FSU in Georgia. That's when I kind of first took notice of Grantham. Third and Grantham is a legitimate terminal illness that will cost you not just your life, but also any chance of winning a title.
I'm just leaving that up there. I like it.
Our problem all season is that when we need a stop, we can't get it. And in the game, yeah, pretty much. Derrick Henry, if he gets stopped or slowed down, and it comes down to the defense making a play, your heart just stops. You're just like, I can't do this anymore. But I think that we have the studs to, at the very least, make Mac Jones uncomfortable on some plays. Whether or not we actually get the sack, and that's the backbreaker with Grantham, is you can create pressure, but when you tip your hand a second too soon and the center picks it up, or when they just pick up the 5 or 6 rushers.
Mr. Ducati looks like he's looking for intelligent life on another planet right now.
I mean, it's these are all verifiable things. As a Georgia fan, I'm sure you saw it happen as well. When you get to the quarterback, you win the game. But just like last year against Georgia, Georgia was 12 for 15 on third down. Like, that's what breaks your back. That is what ultimately causes you to go from being within 3 points at the end of the game to being down 3 touchdowns, because they just get to continue drives until they score points. And if you go with Alabama, it's got to be 7-7. It can't be 7-3. It can't be we trade a stop for a field goal. It has to be if they stop us, we stop them. And that's what makes everybody in Florida country just we kind of, if it happens, we're going to be happy. But if it goes like the rest of the season and really the rest of Grantham's tenure has gone, we know it's going to happen.
No one is talking about an offensive line for Alabama. They can cancel out a lot of studs.
Dude, they're just full of studs. 5 stars. Okay, so think about this. As
that is the Alabama problem.
Alex Leatherwood.
There ain't a 1-star guy on the team.
So quick backstory. Alex Leatherwood allegedly, of course, with all things recruiting, it's always allegedly, was on his way to the, I want to say Citrus Bowl or Outback Bowl, something in Orlando or Tampa, to watch Florida play before committing to Alabama. And Nick Saban called him and told him, if you go to the game, you're not going to be considered our commit anymore.
Yeah.
So he canceled the trip, stayed, and ultimately ends up signing with Alabama. Alex Leatherwood, to me, is probably the biggest miss of Jim McElwain's tenure. And there were a bunch. That dude from Pensacola, a lot of kids from the Panhandle. I live in the Panhandle. They largely go to Alabama. But Pensacola, he went to Emmett Smith's high school. It's one of those things to where if McElwain wasn't just total garbage, maybe he's here playing left tackle, and we don't have a turnstile at right tackle, and we can actually put our best people out there. But I digress. And then Landon Dickerson went to FSU. Do you know how much I hate him? Do you know how much just having that taint upon you of being in Tallahassee, it drives my orange and blue blood just through the roof. And now he's at Alabama, and he's a baller. He's so good. Damn.
Well, I was making the comment earlier that no team in the SEC has had a consistently dominant defense. There have been spurts. I mean, Tennessee played lights out in the second half against Arkansas. That's a 2-play game. I mean, so nobody's been dominant.
Yep. And, that's what I said at the beginning of the season when we started off with Ole Miss putting up 600 yards and Mississippi State putting up 600, 800 yards. Nobody's defense is going to be dominant like we're used to seeing this year because defense, it requires so much more coordination and one misplay. If a lineman misses a block, you lose 3 yards. If a safety blows a coverage, it's 6. I mean, it's that's what's killed us all year. And that's really what's killed a lot of people, it's just the big plays because somebody's out of position once and Devontae Smith runs past them or Kadarius Toney or Kyle Pitts runs past them.
And defense is about dentistry. If you can't practice consistently with the same guys,
it ain't gonna happen.
It's futile.
Yep.
All right, so we got a few minutes and we got to wrap it up here from our wonderful Jenkins location. Start with Ducati. What'd you say? Alabama gave up 20?
20.
Oh,
20 spread.
All right. What you got?
You want me to go first?
Matt, 20 points. 20 even.
Did you say 20?
20.
Bama's favored by 20?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take roll tide. I'll take the elephants on that one. I got to tell you, man. Listen, everybody talked about Saban being over and done with, and he's gonna tell you, "Oh, don't listen to that. He's full of shit." He listened to it, he heard it, and now they're on a revenge tour.
Exactly.
Against, I know we're mortal, enemies in the world of college football. Y'all fitting to get skull drugged tomorrow. I just want you to realize that. Yeah.
Nah, there's no way they beat us by 20 points.
All right. They have 5 first-rounders on that team.
Florida has 3 or 4. So what? Georgia has 3 or 4. Like, you guys act like all of the LSU.
We don't have a single one. We don't have one.
Tennessee has only 3.
But you're not.
Oh, let me see. I won't die on this hill, but I doubt that.
You can't throw a rock in the SEC without hitting a first rounder.
This is true.
Yeah. All right, Ethan.
These guys opting out.
Florida definitely covered.
He thinks they'll cover.
Okay. All right.
Dan, what you got?
No, Alabama, Florida.
The only game that matters. Let's be honest.
I think that's a tough one. I think Alabama will cover.
All right. Dren, what you got?
I hope Bama beats them by 50. Bama cover.
Really?
Hey, nobody thought they'd cover.
Y'all would rather see the Nick Saban machine continue churning than watch the Florida Gators win the SEC championship?
I would rather that Dan Mullen not be a jackass.
Ethan, who's going to stop Najee? Who's going to stop Devontae?
Man, we are hope. This is all we have on defense next year or next week. We are all just crossing our fingers. Yeah, we're just crossing our. No, we're
This is all we got right here.
We're praying. We're praying.
That would be bad.
Fingers and toes crossed that we make a stop. I mean, I'm not gonna.
I'm
No denying that.
I'm not a Florida fan, but I don't want to see the brakes get beat off of them. But I think Saban's going to be pissed, and he ain't going to let up on that gas once it gets going. And I got to say it, Roll Tide.
Okay.
So everybody in here is picking is taking Bama with the 20 points.
Well, I mean,
I might be the one eating crow. I'm not gonna lie, but 20 points in the title game.
Florida shows
Even
up.
McElwain managed to keep it within 20 in one of his SEC title games.
Jim
all
McElwain
right,
never
let's,
faced this offense. And I want to
let's move on.
I mean, neither did Nick Saban, though.
Let's move on to Auburn and Ole Miss. Ole Miss is a 1.5 favorite. No, excuse me. No, LSU.
We've already done this, so it's Dakota.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it to me?
Ole Miss is a 1.5 favorite.
Over who?
Over LSU. Games at Oxford.
LSU.
Yeah, over LSU. I said Auburn originally. I'm bad.
All right. You threw me off. LSU and Auburn.
No, LSU and Ole Miss.
And Ole Miss.
Ole Miss at LSU.
No, I think it's Oxford because Ole Miss is favored.
No, it's in Baton Rouge.
Was it Baton Rouge?
Yeah.
And they're still favored.
Man,
Vito is smoking crack.
See, if I pick Ole Miss, it's going to make Ethan mad. He's going to say, "Oh man, what, LSU ain't no good. They beat us."
Man, after the LSU game, I threw my
LSU ain't
hands
no
up.
good.
I don't know. I felt good. When we did our pre-Georgia game, I felt like I knew what was going on in the SEC. After watching Marco Wilson eat that cleat, I don't know anymore. And so I'm honestly just in like a existential, just let's just survive tomorrow, please. That's really where my mindset is after he threw that. So picking Ole Miss LSU, who knows, man? It might be 75-72. Who knows with that game?
I'll take Ole Miss.
Yeah, no. I got to go agree with you on that. Ethan,
I'm gonna take LSU in that range.
You can't walk into that game and still not be high after last week. All right, the one that we care about, Tennessee and A&M. Aggies coming to town, 17-point favorites. Ethan, what you think?
I will take Tennessee with the 17 points. I think Texas A&M wins, but I think Tennessee covers that. I think Jeremy Pruitt's coaching for his life. I think his team's going to be playing hard for him. I hope y'all pull the upset, but I mean, I don't think they're going to beat y'all by 17.
Pruitt stays no matter what. I'm calling it right now. Ducati?
I take Tennessee as well.
Here's my take. We got to hold the ball for multiple 7-minute drives. Keep killing them on off the field. A&M has to win this game huge. If Iowa State wins and Northwestern pulls something out of their ass and beats Ohio State, then LSU, A&M
kind of rooting for all
has to win by at least 3 touchdowns to get in.
So what? Can I get a quick timeout right here?
Yeah.
So you think would you give Northwestern and Iowa State better chances of winning against their respective opponents than you give Florida of covering 20 points?
I believe in chaos.
Because that's a lot of ifs, and I don't think Northwestern or Iowa State stand a chance.
I think Iowa State's going to win. I think they're going to figure it out.
I saw any team winning.
Matt Campbell.
I would never bet on Oklahoma just because they lose to teams like Kansas State all the time, and that doesn't make any sense to me. So I would never bet on Oklahoma, but I think Oklahoma's just got way more talent than Iowa State does, and I think
I don't got that.
in a conference championship game, I think that one game coaches can, especially guys like Lincoln Riley, they can scheme stuff up. But his defense still can't stop anybody.
Is better coach than Matt Campbell. We'll see.
In one game, it's hard in one game.
Yeah. I mean, I have a feeling this is going to be a lot like the what was the year that LSU beat Oklahoma in the championship. In 2000.
Was 07? That was the.
That was the year that Colorado just waxed them in the Big 12 title game, and they still made the championship. I think it was 2007. I think we might be looking at a game like that. Everybody think Oklahoma's going to come in there and roll, and Iowa State is just going to deck them hard.
It's interesting. I'm rooting for him. I like me some Matt Campbell.
I like chaos. I love chaos. So,
I'm always a fan of chaos. 07 reigns supreme. It's a great year, great season of college football.
I feel really bad for Cincinnati and Coastal, especially Coastal, since they don't have a championship game.
Yeah. I feel much worse for Coastal than I do Cincinnati. I don't really care that much about Cincinnati. I feel like
I would have liked to see Coastal who they can play, what they can do.
And I feel like that game against BYU, I don't think if Ohio State came knocking on Cincinnati's door and said, "Hey, you're off, I'm off. You want to play a game?"
Yeah.
I don't think either one of them would have said yes. So I mean, I know the stakes aren't as high for Coastal Carolina, but BYU is a pretty big step up from Coastal Carolina.
Yeah.
And they said, "Sure, let's do it," and they ended up winning. I mean, they deserve to be to be rewarded for that.
I honestly would love to see a Coastal Carolina against Cincinnati or Iowa State in the Orange Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I like that matchup. I think it'd be a fun game.
All right,
okay.
We got to wrap this up, fellas.
Yep.
Mr. Ducati, Ethan, any last words about championships or Georgia football, Florida football?
One thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would also like you to keep in mind, we heard today on we have it on good authority that Steve Sarkisian will be interviewing at Auburn. Keep that in mind when you don't think Alabama's going to try to beat Florida by more.
Ooh.
I mean, if anything, that kind
of look good because as much as you're going to make at Auburn, especially when they have to pay you $11
you really think think Auburn's looking at this game to decide what they're going to do with Steve Sarkisian, the former
Probably
Super
not.
Bowl
I know where you're going.
offensive coordinator at USC? As long as he can stay off, though,
I guarantee you they're going.
Honestly, to me, anytime I hear an assistant's interviewing at another place, I think that's a benefit to their opponent. I mean, that they're distracted. They're got other things. I know he said not until after the game.
That is a fair point.
Your players hear it. I've already seen a video. Somebody sent it to me of the Alabama player dancing on the gator head and talking about eating cooked gator tomorrow. Yeah, there's no respect for Florida. I really can't defend our honor after that LSU game. They don't really deserve it right now, as far as I'm concerned. I think we're going to cover 20 points. I think we can do that. Go Gators, man. That's all I can say. Pray for us. Hope that Nick Saban does not step on our throat with a hobnail boot. Just let us get out of there alive. Kyle Pitts, Kyle Trask, Kadarius Toney, difference makers, and if we can keep up with them and put points on the board when we have the ball, we got a chance.
All right, fellas.
We got Mitch.
Some kind of noise.
What's up, boys?
What?
Join us at the end.
Hey,
We got about 10 minutes. We got about to be out here in about 10 minutes, Mitch.
Okay, you have time to ask me one question. What do you want to know?
What are you smoking?
The air. Camel.
Yeah, I was about to say it's Camel. Does Bama cover the 20?
Bama cover 20. Bama will cover whatever damn number you write down, buddy. I'm sorry.
Man, it's me against the world. Okay, I like it.
I mean,
It's okay.
all my love to you. And
really, the big thing that I would like to remind all you guys at the end of the day, despite everything you guys are saying, there's really only going to be 2 teams in that game, and none of you are Alabama fans. So
This is true.
So ultimately, I do get to scoreboard everybody in this meeting. I'm refraining from it. I'm trying not to point out the fact that we whooped every single one of y'all's team's ass. I know where the hatred comes from, and I love it. That's what makes college football better than the NFL, is that we all can sit here and just talk about nonsense to each other in a game that we all know the outcome of. But I have to root for it because
Well, of course.
wait. Let me take back my Keontae Johnson. Let's just all talk about Keontae Johnson for 2 minutes. Quick update in case any of you don't know. He is breathing on his own. He is talking. He has sent out a video thanking everybody. I still don't know what happened. Nobody's really released that yet. He obviously had some kind of cardiac event on the court. Scary scene. The Gators are going to be inspired for Keontae Johnson, who deserves all of the praise and thoughts and everything else you want to send to him. Awesome dude. And that on a side note, I do think that played a role in the LSU game, but we're not going to get into that. No. Everybody in Gator Nation was in a deep, dark despair Saturday night for multiple reasons. And this Saturday, regardless of the outcome, we will all be in bitter spirits because Keontae Johnson is alive and with us.
Listen, Ethan, I'll tell you what, man. If Florida wins this game, I will be the first one on here laughing at the gums. All right, I promise you.
Yes. Fingers crossed.
Just to throw this in there, because I think we all picked so poorly. I'd say we owe Mitch Josie some kind of Christmas song real quick.
Well, hold on. Let me say this. When that fog rolled into that game the other night, the only thing I could think about was God is a Bama fan. We all know that God is a Bama fan. God gave Alabama football because he didn't give them any damn thing else.
I've said that many times.
When that fog rolled in, I thought, oh my God, this is just the
dude. I told Ashley when he told me we were 23.5-point favorites. I'm like, dude, was LSU in a night game? I do not feel good about that at all. And he's like, oh, dude, we got this. What are you talking about? And I'm
thought you did.
LSU, LSU in a night. I would hear it all the time. And I'm like, who? You look at the Florida LSU rivalry, and name one team that throughout our history has consistently railroaded us more than LSU.
Is to Florida what South Carolina. Georgia.
Exactly. It's like LSU could be 4-4 with nothing to play for, and they come into the swamp, and you got Les Miles doing trick field goals. You got the goal line stand from a couple of years ago. You have the 99-yard touchdown. All of these things the game is just insane every year, and to feel confident about it at any point, as a Gator fan, I couldn't. But that's why when I come on here, I'm like, I can't say shit, nothing, because
I'm gonna have to cut everybody off.
They get kicked off.
We gotta clear it out. Connie, give me about 30 seconds.
Let's get to that Christmas song.
I want you all to go east and remember the true meaning of Christmas, which you will all be converted to next year, and that is the birth of God's Son, J.T. Daniels Christ.
Amen. Amen.
The second coming of Chex Watch.
I guess I'll be an atheist then.
Let's party, man. We got a place for you in Gainesville.
Hey, Ethan, how confident would you be playing in Georgia right now?
100%.
We're going to see you next year.
Dude, y'all, it was 38-14 at halftime, and y'all act like it was a close game because
that was against Oklahoma.
You will be converted.
Oh my God! Okay. Is JT Daniels going to play safe?
No. Gentlemen, I got to cut this off because
see you boys.
Clear out so these people can clean up our tables and go home.
Good night, everyone.
100%. Wait, one
Christmas.
100.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, y'all.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, New Year's, all the good stuff.
We'll do a debrief next week.
Absolutely.
And we'll talk later.
Okay, later, Gators.
I want to thank Dan for coming on with us.
Thank you,
And as always, we will catch y'all's asses on the flip side.
Where am I at? Peace. Merry Christmas, everybody.
I can't see it.